And hello everyone, and welcome to this, the second Waypoint meeting of the Apollo 14 expedition. And hope you're all doing well out there in YouTube land. And we're going to have an SRV race to start with. Why do I feel like a jackass presenter saying all this? Right, okay.
We support you.
Joe, is your laser primed and ready? Has Joe gone silent?
The ship is nodding up and down. I think that's...
Oh, cool. Maybe they got the microphone has gone or something. Yeah, fire your laser off.
No, that's your ship that's nodding up.
I was going to say mine's the start one. Joe should be the finish line beam. Hello, Joe Bangles, if you can hear me. Fire your laser so we can see from a distance.
Would we be able to see it from here?
I probably should be able to see it from here, I think, but anyone else who's airborne. I'm taking a look from the external camera just in case I can see it. Should be able to. Though I'm not guaranteed.
Verified, you can see it. You can see it very clearly when it's fired.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, sure. That's fair enough. That's cool. Joe's computer's crashed, so they're getting up and running again. That's cool. We'll just wait here for a moment while that happens. See, anyone else who wants to get in their SRV and get ready to race, if you wish to do so, proceed to the start line. I'll fire off my beam, so you.
I will go and grab my cutter with mining lasers just as a fallback position. I'll be a few minutes.
That's very wise. Yeah.
What's up the mining session after this made-up?
Now that I can see very clearly. Nice green.
I was going to say, if you missed that, it would be somewhat surprising.
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah. Someone's itching to go, I can see. They're jockeying for position.
15 jumps, I will be at second race.
Yeah. No, I always analogize this to like a horse race with the commentators and sort of saying hyper speed, but in some ways it's actually like halfway between a horse race commentator and literally one of the Jackass films. So yeah, it's like, hi, my name's
What's the
John.
Jackass film?
You know, all of them pretty much, because like what, 6 or 7 of them now.
No, I said what is a Jackass?
Oh, you know the TV series Jackass they made into a film? Or series of films?
No, I don't.
They like do stunts and silly pranks and what have you. It's brilliant. I think everyone knew that. It's always one of those cultural touchstones.
Well, are you talking about Jackass?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that one. Okay, I thought you said Jack House.
No. But yeah. No.
Sorry guys, my machine crashed. I'll be about another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But will he be in the instance?
Well, if I can see a few ships on my scanner, maybe here.
Well, we're 18 kilometers away from your position. You might not see us.
Well, I'll fire my laser and you can tell me if you see them.
Right, let's have a look on the externals. Well, the stars look nice today.
Anything?
Let's have a look.
Especially those 3 big ones.
Exactly. It's behaved for us today. I'm looking. Let's see what I can see. I can't actually see anything from this distance. Okay. No, I can't see anything from here. Maybe you'll see when you get closer. Could just be that, I suspect.
Probably. Yeah.
I think there's a fairly obvious wall at the end of this.
There is, yeah. Plus, I'll be flying chase anyway, so yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult
Guys,
to find.
I reminded myself about the red line anime. That's exactly it.
Oh, the red line anime? That's an awesome one.
That's a good memory.
Oh yeah.
So Joe, you're firing already, I take it.
I think that's one of the very last truly hand-animated animes that have come out.
nearly bankrupted studio, yes, I hear.
Oh, very good point by Howling Mad. Make sure your fuel reserves are up in the SRVs before you take off.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'm not
Put
instant.
down on mine as
actually
well.
I'm at the start. I can't see anybody.
Okay, I'll invite you to me because then that'll be easier for us to keep in
Yeah,
touch.
if someone can invite me as well, I can make sure I get into the right instance when I.
Yeah, I'll
get
invite
there.
JBL and I'll put Joe into the same instance with me as well. That makes sense. Brilliant. Okay. Right, they should be entering the instance soon.
Commander Yannick,
Hi.
I think AG is trying to. I think AG is trying to rush to come. Don't know whether we want to wait for him. It's only about 1,000 light years away.
I was going to say, is like he said he'll probably come in before the second race or whatever it is, but you know, it's not a problem.
Left. I'm not sure if it's good to let you wait because 11 jumps is not 5 minutes. It's like 11 minutes.
Okay, you'll probably be in time for the second race.
It will take us a while to do
Yeah.
the 18 kilometers. Go
Yeah.
to the end of the course when you arrive.
Yep.
Roger.
Okay, well now that's sorted. Okay, so let's go back to external cam again. Thing is, I'm not that high off the ground, so my view is not amazing from here.
Getting in position.
Cool, great.
Okay, I'm in the instance and I'm heading to the endpoint.
Awesome.
Add me to the thing, please, because I need to know where are you.
Everyone's raring to go. I like the sort of purple pink kind of SRV quite close to me. That's a nice scheme.
I'm surprised nobody went with a red one.
Yeah, it's a nice colour.
There will be a red one. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
It's faster because it's red.
And it goes faster, of course.
Oh yeah, I see a ship arriving at the endpoint with the lasers flashing.
And they're mining lasers, so they won't hurt anybody, although if I hit you, you will become my enemy.
Yeah, and make sure you've got crime switched off, everyone. Or report crime switched off, I should say.
Yeah, mine's off.
Yeah, it's just always those warnings. It's like some people forget sometimes, and we'll accidentally done it at some point. But yeah, it's all good. So Joe's in position now as well.
Okay,
Very
good.
nearly. Who's firing their lasers? I can see them.
I'm
That's
firing
me.
that. Oh right, okay. Yeah, I'm firing the start laser, and yeah, JBL's got one. Okay, so we've got at least one person illuminating the start, sorry, the finish line. So yeah, multiple lasers. For the inverted commas lasers, it's like, yeah. Well, it's a sparkly thing, so that laser will do. Right, okay, I think we're ready to roll in that case, because say it'll be a while before everyone arrives anyway, so if you are ready to go, I will do the count. We're off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. Lots of crashes already, I can hear.
It's beautiful due to nearly related races.
It's like watching a whole
My
bunch of
attempt at flying has already gone horribly wrong.
That the weapon is the
of
same.
ants or other insects doing their thing. cruising behind them.
Oh, there's a spin around. Oh, I do see the lasers at the end.
Yeah, I can see Joe's lasers 30 kilometers away the other side of you as well, so one of us is in the wrong position.
Yeah, I can see the lasers.
Yeah, I think
that's
it might
good.
be me.
I think it is.
Although I'm on the
'cause
reference.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Edison says I'm there.
It's a purple laser, whoever's got that going, so yeah. Cool.
That's me.
Wonderful. Yeah. I see someone has a Scorpion as well, rather than the conventional Scarab. But it works. If it works for you, then that's the important thing.
I
Yeah.
think they're more sure-footed.
It seems that way.
Yeah, they're slower, but they'll go up anything.
I
Yeah.
think someone has been going down the cliff.
I think if
Oh,
we
yeah.
were, if we were sort of mountaineering, it probably would be the superior choice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But as opposed to the flat races, well, nearly flat races.
Oh, I've made mistakes.
Oh dear, B8, what happened?
Uh-oh, this is not good.
I'm in the canyon.
Oh. Oh dear.
Well, I've recovered. I will persevere.
Go to chase cam.
Which laser are we going to? Purple one or the orange one?
Purple.
Well, they're both in roughly the right direction, so you know you're not doing too badly.
Slightly. Oh, there's a bronze sight on right.
Ooh, crunchy sounds.
Bagels.
As long as you don't hear a bang at the end of the crunchy sounds, you know they're doing okay. So we're about 14 kilometers-ish off the finish line.
Well, you might be. I think I'm 15 and a half
Oh.
kilometers away.
Congrats,
Okay.
3 jumps.
Yeah, I'm just it's just judging from where I am rather than individuals, because you're probably further. You're slightly behind me, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm pretty much bringing up the rear.
Okay.
I love
After my
nature
slight
stories.
detour into the canyon.
I'm trying to find like the sort of
14.9, so you're in good company.
mid-pack or the most numbers of SRVs in shot at the same time.
Oh, I'm facing the wrong way again.
So easily done, isn't it?
We always did.
Finally emerged from the canyon.
Well, that's a start, definitely. Yeah, there's a slight peril of the canyon on one side, but at least you've got out of it. That's the main thing.
Worst part is, I did a practice run and made the same mistake on the same jump, so I knew better.
Yeah.
Saigon, I'm nearly arrived. Add me, please. Say it with mechanical voice of Ingenious. Control.
Damn.
Anybody ever read the Star Trek novel How Much for Just the Planet?
I don't think so.
That has to be something to do with the Ferengi, right?
Nope. It's actually involving the Klingons, amazingly enough.
Okay.
It was by John M. Ford, and I'll just say the relevant quote that comes to mind is "Sand trap left, minefield right."
It sort of reminds me of a bit in MASH, the famous comedy series, that, you know, they're trying to do a golf course. It's like, they say the par 18, you've got, I think, the minefield to the left and the Chinese communists to the right. And
Yeah.
that was pretty much the same kind of thing.
You see, one of the Klingons challenged Scotty to a duel, and well, Scotty, realizing his mistakes from the last time, decided that he was going to choose golf as his venue of choice.
Interesting.
Yes, the book is not exactly a serious novel. It's quite the comedy, actually.
Yeah.
Jeez, I cannot seem to get my footing here. I hate when that happens.
Wow, you're so close to the Maiden Star. ABC3.
So yeah, I think I'm near the front of the pack, probably in covering. We're about 10k off the finish line, more or less.
Coming up out of the
5k off.
coming out of that canyon, I angled towards the finish, kind of like a riptide.
Cool.
I don't like
I'm
this
not a great
RV
singer, but
because
yeah.
the wheels tip. The wheels are supposed to be the bit that's rolling.
Yeah, it's better to have the wheels rolling than the entire SRV.
True, true.
See, that's arguable. The SRV's got a bigger circumference. In theory, it can travel further.
I think it was the famous roll by, I think it was Commander threw down an entire mountain. This was in the Horizons era of Elite, though, so the mountains were much bigger, and we were about like 13 kilometers high or something, and he literally rolled down the whole mountain and streamed it, I think, which is quite an achievement, and survived.
Nice.
But yeah, we salute you, Commander Through.
I can see two SRVs pretty much neck and neck.
I think I'm in dead last.
How far off the finish line are you there, Mac?
I'm not sure from the finish line, but I'm 2 kilometers behind Exhola.
Mm-hmm.
Should I accidentally shoot the one in front?
It could be entertaining, but
Hey,
probably
hey,
not.
hey.
It's probably bad sport
It's a
to do that.
handicap race.
Alright.
Okay, just barely.
Repeat the
If
location,
it's
please.
7
I'm
Ks.
arrived.
I'm about 6 kilometers from the cutter.
I'm in a Cobra 5 at the finish point, or the turnaround
Enough.
point, or whatever you call it.
Members, please mark me the landing zone. The free Anaconda is here.
Damn, I'm so close. Spitting out.
I finally caught up to Yannick.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
I've got Yannick 7 kilometers out.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, my microphone has been off this entire time.
Oh. Well, welcome back.
What the fuck is wrong with this SRV?
What's it called? I had to make a pit stop to repair my SRV because I am a reckless driver.
I think it's impossible not to get damage basically on your SRV. I think everyone has had to repair at least once. If you can do it when you're mobile, that's even better. But you know, it can be hard to do that because obviously the SRV is very easily spun. So trying to keep it in a straight line and actually repair it at the same time, not the easiest thing in the world. Though I must admit,
You gotta turn on the assist if you want to keep moving like that.
I'm probably not the best person to take SRV advice from, though. I admit I'm probably not the best SRV driver in the world.
Could always queue the repair up, so it's just a button presser.
I'm actually quite good at like actual, racing simulator games, which is quite interesting because I'm not good at driving the SRV.
Oh, the monster you, but
But there you go. Attack. Oh dear BEA. The lasers have caught you, have they? Yeah, this one SRV has its lights on, it's much easier to follow it, but I wouldn't always recommend that because it's harder for the instance to sort of process that.
I'm there.
jeez. The ground gets very lumpy towards the end.
We're coming to near the finish. I think JBL somewhere between him and Joe was like, we'll consider see who is actually finishing first. I'm trying to get a fix on who's
We're
here.
actually shooting at pretty much the same spot. I'm trying to keep my lasers targeted at the same point as Joe's.
Seeing if I can identify individual commanders.
Oh, I'm not as far behind as I thought.
Oh, we've got a couple coming through now. A purple one and a sort of fairly clean looking one.
Ooh.
And
wait, 47 and no 49 minus 74.
the purple one's in second place, the other one's in the lead.
Ow.
And I'm almost at the finish line.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can see
the purple one's taken the lead and has spun.
Made it.
Ooh. And the other one has retaken the lead. And I think we have a winner. And I don't actually know who it is because it's hard to identify them from here.
So I'm managing to light up the ball with my mining lasers, doing no damage whatsoever.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Actually, mining lasers might have been a better idea for this one than my healing beam.
Well, I did pretty well. I ended up with 59% hull at the end.
Okay.
84% here.
Nice.
97.
Got a couple of people still incoming.
I'd say solidly in the middle of the pack. That's not bad.
Yep, solidly in the middle. That checks out.
Can you SRV drivers put your lights on so I don't accidentally shoot you?
Oh.
Oh, you can stop shooting now, Joe. I think we've got pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I think
following
most
my lasers
people
necessary.
have already arrived. I'm just looking out for any stragglers at the moment. I've got a couple more coming in, I think. I can see movement over there.
It's fun shooting massive SRVs with mining lasers.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they were real lasers.
I'm not bronzite Crondite.
Makes me wonder what would happen if all the SRVs fired at me.
They would kill you. Possibly slowly, but they would kill you.
Take a while, I think.
Anyone here from the staff, please? Oh, finally.
Cool, right.
I have no shield.
We're at the...
Oh, you do lose shield, okay. Right, I shall stop. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So I can afford a repair, JBL. Doesn't matter.
But still.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, somebody's shooting at me now. Thank you.
But you shoot at me, I might shoot back, so maybe not a great idea.
Right, fair enough.
It's probably best to leave that alone, so yeah.
I think so,
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't pick on a cutter, I'll just pick on the SRVs. You'll all be pleased to hear you look like ants.
SRVs always do from a spacecraft.
Yeah, so fragile, but insanely fast on a straight line.
Cool. Right.
2.5.
Playing Elite mostly safe, Commander Banu. Yep. I mean, that's thing. Elite Dangerous was a bit of a misnomer. I think that it's a good title for a game, but it's not really true most of the time. I mean, it was probably more dangerous in the early years of it, like the first 3 or 4 probably. I think since like the carriers came out and made all the different sort of stations that you can have, the DSS-8, it's not really so dangerous anymore. It's elite, moderately risky.
I'm going to head.
Inconvenient.
Yes, yes,
I'm
exactly.
Head back
mildly
to the
inconvenient.
original starting point.
Oh yes, cool. That's a good idea. That's about to mention it anyway.
You know, someday I wonder if there's a some hard to get to world way off the beaten path, probably a couple of thousand light years above or below the galactic plane. Somebody will discover something on the side of a cliff face, some writing that says, "We apologize for the inconvenience."
Well, it's a good thing in some ways that the impact on the planets here is not permanent within the game. Otherwise, we'd leave a lot of carnage behind on these. So all these weird pot marks, the lasers, and no one's quite sure why.
Mm-hmm.
Yannick, get the camera.
Yay! And we've got some SRV shenanigans going on
I
here.
am golden.
Oh, there's always going to be somebody. Yes, indeed.
Next PlayStation, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sheriff.
That's quite a nice hill there for a hill climb.
Yeah, that as well. That's the thing about this spot. It has multi-purpose. Right, cool.
Wait a minute, I forgot to engage it. Let's go.
Nice.
Okay, I'm on station
I'm so
at the other
glad
end
I'm
now.
here
Awesome.
with you.
Excellent.
Are you ready?
Hello.
Cat?
Have you arrived in the
I can
instance?
hear you.
AG drone.
Who lives in a pineapple under a pineapple under a pineapple under a pineapple?
They're all there. Okay. If everyone wants to race again in the opposite direction,
Lining up.
towards the lasers at the other end, we'll do the same thing in reverse.
Great.
Another.
Yeah, this time
few
I can
minutes.
definitely see the lasers at the other end.
Cool.
I don't.
See if I can see them
Oh, I
from
can
the
see.
air.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, they're
Ooh.
pretty clear from
Oh.
this angle, so yeah.
Wow, beacon.
That's very nice. If you guys can see them, that's even better.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll
Everyone
put the
lost.
beam out so we can have a sort of mutual starting point.
Alright.
Right, prepare to get going, everybody. Actually, I'll move a bit closer to you guys so it's a bit more kind of here. Yeah, move back a little bit
Can
more.
you start with fireworks?
The SLVs don't have
There we
fireworks, do
go.
they? Okay. Under the twin suns, well, technically that's 3 actually, if you count the jet cone there for the neutron star.
White
Actually,
dwarf.
technically speaking, there's
it a white
4.
dwarf?
Yeah, there's one.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I don't like white dwarves. They're not great in it. Well, not in reality they're fine, but in this game they're not much fun, are they? They look
And
interesting
then there's
though
the
with the
triple
jet
stars,
cars.
but then there's also one more over that way.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the fuel. There is a fueling star handy nearby.
Cool. So right, we've got this. The finish is ready. Is everyone ready to rumble?
Absolutely.
Aye, sir.
Aye, Captain.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off.
The real secret to SRVs is having the drive assist off.
Yeah.
I
think
drive
most.
assist on.
Oh yeah, interesting. Because most people drive assist
I go
off,
fourth.
but yeah.
Easy by easy, don't break.
The problem with drive assist, it doesn't respond quickly enough if you run into trouble. Well, you can throttle it back, but it's harder to do it that way.
Let's drift it up.
The fighter just overtook me.
People turn off their lights again.
Yep.
Thank you.
No.
We going for the big jump?
It's amazing how far the SLV can go sometimes.
I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky.
We're deceived we can
I
fly.
believe I will break it up.
I think about it every. Ow!
That red SRV went through a hell of a flight.
It sounds stable.
Ah, that's the worst place to crash at.
We don't have so much rocks in here.
I have to say there is some rubbish drivers out there.
True.
Including me.
Just have to be careful not to crash into Joe when I'm flying chase cam.
I can't identify individual SRVs, but there's one guy who keeps jumping about 150 meters. Just, oh, there he goes again. It's quite spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of identify them if you can get them on the left-hand contact panel, if you're close enough. I know what you mean, like at a distance, it's very hard, and it's kind of intermittent if you can track them or not.
There's a fast driving technique called fliving, and I don't know how to do it. They might be doing that.
I'm vaguely aware of how to do it, it's just hard to actually, you know, execute it properly. I've seen other people do a much better job of it than me. But yeah, it's like basically it's getting your nose down and letting your thrusters propel you forward, in essence.
But you've got to not lose your momentum on the touchdown.
Exactly.
Or spin out.
And that's so
the trouble.
easy.
I can get a bit more speed and then I spin out. But if you can keep doing it, you can build up more and more speed.
Yeah.
Remember to control your speed. It's very important.
More crunchy sounds. Sounds of people going.
Damn it, so professional truck in here, made with asphalt.
Oh, good God, I'm second to last.
Someone's going the long way round.
You criticise my driving unit.
I didn't know who it was. Someone's going over a little sort of mountainy, hilly part of it. Not mountainy, hilly part.
No, I'm just lost.
Me too, Commander, me too.
I think we might need the lasers back on to help navigation. Thank you. Well, that's interesting. The SRV is nearly as high as me. Haha. Nice.
Haha.
Well, that was a loud crunch.
No, not this way, not this way. I don't want to fall from a cliff.
Oops.
See who's behind. Joe's Cobra 5. See a couple of people
Yeah, that's me.
also behind. Like the black paint job, that's a
Try
cool
not
one.
to get in your shot.
But it's good to have a 360 perspective. No, it's all fine. It's okay if more than one person does chase cam stuff.
Didn't want you going temperamental director on me.
No, I'm thankfully I have many characteristics, but that is not one of them.
What's knocking down?
I will see some. I think some of the best actual like in-game footage and like filming and cinematic sort of stuff is actually probably by the Burrs. Obviously, like they do quite a lot of that thing, so they probably get a good handle on it. But yeah. I can see that in the distance there's an SRV, probably the leader one, and the lights on. That's quite far ahead. Temperamental artiste directors, yeah.
I'm behind someone. I'm behind someone. All I can hear is, "Are we there yet?"
I think there's somebody in the distance that I can. So I don't know if there's actually a rock or an SRV.
I can see 3 sets of lights coming in now, I think.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'll go fast to this position. Yeah, I think I'm catching up with the leading group now.
Well, since the SRV wants to drive backwards, I'm allowing it.
Well, this is why I'm driving from the turret, so when I spin out, if I end up backwards instead of turning around, I just jam it in reverse. And go
That's an interesting technique.
Yeah.
Like now.
Is it working?
Well, it means I don't have to turn around, which saves a little bit of time. You just have to remember to turn the steering the opposite direction when you're going backwards.
Hi, Saigon.
Note to self, turret kicks you back into normal mode if you fall upside down.
Oh no. I crashed, I think. No?
Oh, don't smash it. This is not.
Ah, we've
very
got
nice.
someone coming through.
An unknown exception of some kind. But it's not the game, apparently.
That doesn't sound good.
What if we can have derby races somewhere later? We already had it at the Passage of
Okay, and we have the winner.
Which coming through now,
Oh,
yep.
damn.
And they've crossed the finish line. There's like a white-ish SRV, whoever you are. Congratulations, and the purple one has come second.
Two more coming in.
Someone's flying in, literally. And they've landed successfully.
Oh, I was this close to falling into the chasm.
I think I'm third or fourth.
I just crossed the finish line myself.
Cool.
I think I'm with Tail End Charlie, very plucky. Nice
I can
drive.
see two more appearing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them in the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I think you are indeed with the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a not last, just doing a nice spin.
Oh.
Sorry about
There
that.
is no spawn.
Oh, I heard some of the shields go offline.
Stop hitting me.
Yeah.
Right, this is derby races now.
And we have another finisher.
And they're spinning upside down. That's so cool. Nice aerobatics there. And they landed upright. So 10 out of 10 for acrobatics there.
There you go. If you can't be good, at least be colorful.
Exactly.
Last one coming in. Two.
Oh, now the game crashes.
Nah.
At least it waited. At least it waited. At least it waited until I finished the race.
Has some, yeah, common decency. And I think we have, is that the last person through? Oh, we've got one more coming across.
We have another one.
Yeah, there's still one.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Well, that was good.
Oh well.
Oh,
I
who's
can
just
always
gone
move
boom?
the finish line a bit closer.
Oh no, that was just a fire.
Oh, right. I was going to say, look, for a second, it looked like the ship had gone kaput.
Okay, I've moved the finish line.
Follow line up on the finish line.
How many people have either small ships or fighters or ship launch fighters that they wish to be racing today?
Let's race again.
Well, if you give me time to go and change ship, then I do.
Okay.
Okay, that was terrible, of course, because it's,
Okay.
the ship is uncontrollable at all.
I'm going to change ship.
Fair enough.
All right, if he's going to do it, then I will as well.
I will stay here and
Besides,
hang
it's
around.
going to take me a bit to get back into the game anyway.
That's fair enough. If we're going to do fighter race, I think
my ship, but I don't know where it
Joe,
is.
you'll have to be the turnaround point for this, because if we can race two from me to you, one at each end of the course, and then come back round again, because I think it's like about 17, 18 kilometers.
I can head back to the carrier and switch to mining lasers if it's better.
That might be a
That'd be
good
a lot
idea.
safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a very good
Yeah.
idea.
I will continue to maintain this instance here, hovering around. So yeah, I will be back in just a moment.
But please
Campus.
help. That's me again. Don't try to exit the SRV. You know what happened next.
You got
Run
hit.
over.
Yes, I got in this situation.
Oh,
It wasn't me.
My
The
ship is
instances died
buggered
again.
off. I recalled it and it came down and it buggered off.
I need some help.
I'm soft locked.
Yes, you tried to exit it.
I tried to enter my ship, and I'm stuck in the animation.
At least I had to race before it's
Yeah.
happened again.
yeah. There's that.
I'll probably make some short video with most precious parts where I'm not spinning like crazy and hitting the rocks. I will re-enter.
My screen's gone wonky. I think I'm in the ship.
I just had this. I just had the.
right now.
I just had the weirdest thought. The SRV tends to be a bit back heavy, so of course it does tend to spin around a lot. I thought, what other vehicle I know of does that? And it occurred to me, oh yeah, a Porsche 911 does that, and I realized,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to reset my game. Like it's gone crappy. So
What is this?
So what's up with me?
somebody's here with me. I think I got bumped out of the instance myself.
Okay.
I relogged. I was soft locked.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
AG Duran, that's me back over here.
Yes. And Logan, I see you. You're also in different instance.
Yeah. There's my ship.
There's mine one.
Yeah.
Oh, dolphin.
Majestic dolphin.
Yep.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, it's a clownfish.
Yes, indeed.
If you actually
Oh,
have a ship
try
that's...
to regroup in one instance or doing something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. I'm headed back to the carrier to switch ships myself.
I've got to go, so I'll catch you guys later.
My carrier is
Okay,
far from
fair
here.
enough.
I will not switch ships. The time is different location.
Okay.
No, don't do it, please.
Seeing the trail against the sky of the ships is kind of like a blackish colour. It's not like a smoky sort of early turbojet
So are
cloud.
you at the carrier, yeah? Because I want to rejoin the instance. So I need...
Oh yeah, we'll just wing you in.
And there's a bunch of us still at the site, so this instance is still being maintained.
Yeah.
Seem to have gotten halfway up my hangar and stuck.
Try and relog to the menu and try and come back in again if you can't get it to work at all. Might be the quickest way, I think.
All right.
Can anyone on the ground give Joe Bangles a wing invite, please?
You should still be in my wing, but yeah, I'll try and bring you back in.
No, I dropped out.
Oh, fair enough.
I can see two invites.
Yeah, I'll try and get you back in if I can.
Thank you, BE8F07C4. impressively crap job here with navigation.
So what location we can have on next SRV race?
Well, we're going to be
I think
doing
it's
small ship and
something
fighter races. So.
Straight up. Absolutely straight, because it will bounce even like that on every small rock.
You like the courier, that's looking cool. Yeah, the Cobra 5 is a nice looking ship, I will say. It's a it's a good reimagining of the whole Cobra design. I mean, the 4 was a good ship, but it was kind of fairly obvious sort of extension of the Cobra 3. It's not bad though.
So, gathering up, staff, command, where's the location?
Back at the original starting point.
Yeah. Someone SRV standing over there by their lonesome. Very pinkish colour. The sort of metallic pink.
I am not the orc. It is not working for me. Despite the color of my SRV. Side. So, why can't you bring the light?
Did I just hear someone go boom?
I heard a very
Another
That
one.
was an explosion. Oh, must have been cargo.
Ah. Right. It's unfortunate. Vagabond account and invite. I will try and oblige. Where's Commander Vagabond?
I've picked that up. Yeah.
Oh,
Nick,
cool,
he's in
right.
my team now.
Nice. Thank you. That's a good name for a commander as well.
The planet is already mapped. The planet is already mapped.
No, they're right.
No, I don't.
No, nowhere near. Nowhere near.
Oh, I can see you.
Might have been
Sure,
cargo,
it's,
my booze and onion head, BE8.
Oh, no get information with me. I'm going the wrong way.
Oh. Oh, by Commander Amy. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Ah, BE8. Good man.
Someone invite me to win.
Yes.
I have no idea where we're going.
So, who's asking?
Joshua. 08.
Also AG, if it's you
I
have
got
a slot.
Thank you.
I am now in a small ship. If someone can invite Logan.
And okay.
Oops. I just went into... You may need to re-invite me, whoever was doing that. Okay, there we go. Alright, and... Come on. Where is it? There we go.
230. That's close.
Okay. Thanks, Getadoy. I'm on my way.
Yeah, it's the pink crate. And the lightning paint job. Oh, that's cool. See what other ships we have going on here.
So
Yeah, a
now
couple
we
of
get a
crates.
good
Got.
photo of our ships and SRVs grouped together. Yeah.
We've got a Courier 2. The now ubiquitous Mandalays as well. At least for explorers, anyway. Yeah, and the classic Asp Explorer.
Call that the antique.
Yeah, you don't see as many of them these days, I think, because of... It's like, okay, the crate's supposed to have replaced it, but it was still a lot of them around, and now the Mandalays sort of effectively replaced that, so it's like... It was like 2 generations behind, but it's still a cool ship. It still gets some good range out of it. And
Hey, and the Asp Explorer is cheap. Is cheap.
I was about to say that very thing. That's the thing. It's if you're a new explorer,
Yes,
it's
Scout is
quite an
cheaper.
easy way to get into good jump range and just good capability
Exactly.
generally. Yeah.
The
Oh,
budget
yeah.
explorer.
Yes, it is one.
I mean, in some ways, it's almost like it is actually in my book anyway, a much sort of more comfortable exploration ship than the DBX is. DBX is good for, again, a sort of very budget explorer, but for long distances,
yeah.
the Asp is more comfortable because its scooping is much better.
Sure, you.
It's like Windows as well.
It's really far. I hope you have a good boost.
Yeah, so the early sort of explorers, no engineering and just like 30-year light years range in the Asp Explorer, and that was literally it.
Now the
No.
Thargoids have been defeated, is there still any axe?
So what formation gonna we have on the ground?
I'm not sure what the status of the Thargoids are at the moment, to be honest. I think if you wanted to, I think for materials there's still bits to be gathered, but other than that I don't know what the deal is.
They still turn up at some of the material gathering sites as well. I actually got killed by one while I was looking for Titan drive components.
Wow.
I can see what I'm smashing with my legs.
So the Thargoids are very much still present and active, they're just much lower level activity than they used to be.
And you can, of course, still encounter them out at Pleiades.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Mine
The yellow is a very good colour for the Condor.
always better.
Okay, Getador, I'm going to go ahead and leave your groups if you need to invite anybody else.
Right. Okay. I think most people have shown up in the ships that they want.
I'm 17k out.
Okay. Not a problem.
Yeah, what unit comes after the K?
M.
Light years? Meters?
I know,
The correct answer is
17,000 meters. 17,000.
I know Megameters is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Who was asking for a wing? Or a
It's
team?
Quicksilver.
So as I'm here, I'm exiting.
Guys, I will be right back. I just need to take a bio break real quick.
Sure thing, sure thing.
In other words, a bio-waste delivery.
Janet, where do you want me? Here or at the other end?
At the other end, please.
Oh, I see two Mandalays standing like here. And
Thank you.
what are they
Hey.
doing?
So for
Same
And,
coordinates as the SRV race?
yes, please, yeah. I think the idea with this one for the small ships and fighter race is we were flying from here to where the SRV race ended, but then back again. So it's like that's the turnaround point. So that gives us a nice amount of flying time because it's about 18 kilometers to where Joe is, and then obviously 18 kilometers back. So yeah, that's a reasonable race distance. It'll still be a matter of seconds.
Do they have-
Sorry.
Do they loop me?
In whatever way they want, they just got to reach approximately your position, I think.
Does the Type 10 count as a small ship?
I think I think
tactic.
One of the best things I've ever heard. I can't remember if it was like Buckyball Racers or someone on Distant Worlds 2, but there was literally someone did like a equivalent like a NASCAR thing with like Type 9s and 10s racing each other around a sort of ice world course, and that sounds absolutely mental.
See, my tactic with the Type 10 is to be so wide nobody else can get past.
Sheer intimidation.
Well, we did an EIC Type 9 race, which was armed.
What?
Except
Why
it was
not?
a canyon race with Type 9s.
In a T9.
And the rules were you couldn't have any shields. You could be armed, but you could only be armed with dumbfire missiles.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
So if anybody who got in front got shot at.
What are you planning to do right now, guys?
I think a Type 9 race would have been kind of mental just of itself. I mean, you add like weapons to it.
Well, it's also trying to get down a narrow canyon in a Type 9 and not hit the sides all the time without shields.
Where is everybody? Flying their ships? Let's get up on the ground.
Testing my mining lasers. Give me feedback.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, we can see
I got it.
Yeah, that's excellent.
It wasn't so much the width of the Type 9s that was a problem, it was the inertia that if you came to a sharp turn, it could be quite difficult to actually make it round.
No doubt, no doubt.
The one thing would have been worse would be to do it in Imperial cutters.
Oh my, the
Because
momentum on
Imperial
those
cutter
things.
Once the Imperial cutter gets going in a certain direction, it doesn't like to change that direction very well.
I get that impression, yeah. A cutter race would be possibly complete carnage. If anyone survived it, it would be a small miracle. Hands, if you've got really good shields, though, it probably would be okay. The sheer width of those things, though, is quite impressive. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be not dissimilar to like Type 9 or 10 race, in a way.
The trouble is you can engineer a cutter to go really quite fast.
In a straight line,
Mine
yeah.
does over 500.
Yeah.
I used it for rescues.
It's a good idea for rescues to go that fast, yeah. But yeah, it is a dragster in that regard, isn't it? It's a huge dragster.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Right.
I don't have small ships right now.
Has everyone who wants to be in the small ships race assembled at the start point where the SRV race start point was? If you haven't, please go there now. I'll test my laser. Bingo.
Yep.
May I fly at someone's SLF?
And don't forget, guys, you lose points if you hit me.
You'll get a stern talking to from Joe if you hit him.
From past experience, if I hit you or anything else in the courier, I lose a lot more than points.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Your reconnaissance recently didn't go according to plan, I remember.
No, I managed to crash and burn a second time just trying to land here a while ago when I forgot that I had no shields on.
This is the only problem with having no shields, isn't it? It's like you've got no margin for error at all.
Yeah. I've got shields
Some of us
right
don't
now.
make errors.
So even with a 3D shield, you've at least got some margin for error, even though it's not very much. Anyone in the spare SLF? I'm afraid I don't have fighters at the moment. But anyone have an SLF for AG Duran?
No, wrong. Not in this ship.
No, it's unfortunate. Might have to wait for another race to do that potentially. Yeah, I thinking even stored ships, I don't actually have a massive number of fighters. But anyway, not definitely not in this one. Okay.
I just did not brought any base with my ships I brought on my carrier because of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you could always like race a ship that
I
is
do have
an
small
explorer.
ships, but let me say where she is right now.
When I say small ships, I mean not technically they have to be the small class of ship. They can be like a medium ship, but just ideally not the big ones. I mean, I'm letting the Type 10 race only because for fun, really. But the idea was supposed to be like a small ships race. Obviously, the fact the Top 10 will not win the race, basically. That's the only reason it's being permitted.
Just watch out on the way back.
Oh, yes.
I only have 4 jumps to my carrier.
The thing is, the Type 10's turnaround's about a parsec, so, you know.
It's shorty, you know. It can't reach the place because it has too low jump
Okay,
range.
we have an Imperial Eagle coming up as well. That's a nice fighter. Okay, I think most people are in position already, and they're ready to rumble. Excellent.
And I'm back.
Ah, cool.
10 light just jump. No, not good.
Okay, we'll probably get going in a couple of minutes once Logan is in position 2. Well, the fireworks are going off already.
I'm at 300 meters, so you've no excuse for hitting me.
Okay. Well, the fireworks are like the multicolored ones. They're pretty nice, actually. You can just about see faintly in the sky over to my sort of left and where we're going. Obviously, the Eye of Orion, as I sometimes call it. But yeah,
That's when you know you're nearing back home on the way from a trip when you start seeing that.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was that Barnard sloop?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. You would think so, but I once was going down below the galactic plane below Colonia, from 2,000 light years below the plane. I saw this thing and I thought, that looks just like Barnard's Loop. And it was. You could see it from Colonia.
Really?
Or from below
because there was
Colonia.
nothing in the way. There was nothing in
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
incredible.
Right.
That's really surprising, actually, but that's cool.
I know. I was very surprised.
Nice.
We've almost got the Sizer-G thingy going up there.
Hmm. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, someone's looping back round again to rejoin, aren't they? I can see. Okay. We'll get going quite soon once they're sort of back in position. This SLF is maneuvering around. Logan, did you get back into position as well?
Yes, I'm in the Standard Eagle.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I think that's everyone then who's wanting to
Is
race.
Yor with you?
Hey, let's have a look.
He's cruising in.
Okay, we'll wait for him to come in, and once he's here,
I like the commander. I can't pronounce whatever that is. Everything can be a racing ship if you're brave enough.
Oh yeah, come on to be yeah. That's true, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll try to bring my sidewinder.
I think it's always for
8 jump.
You can do that if you like. I mean, the thing is, with the... Well, you better hurry it if you want to do it, though, because we're not going to be too long before we get going again. I was going to say that I think Type 10 or Type 9 versus the Cutter. The Cutter's probably harder to race because of the sheer forward momentum it has. I mean, the Type 8, Type 9, Type 10 is like, it's hard to turn, but it's not got the same forward momentum.
So are we turning it, Joe, and then racing back to Yannick?
Indeed you are. So I will have a beam
Okay.
this end as well, just to give you some idea of that, of where you are. So there's no excuses for missing it this time. And as Joe said as well, it's like, just don't crash into me either if you can possibly avoid it. That would be just a little bit of a faux pas.
Yes.
AG Duran, are you grabbing your Sidewinder then, in that case?
Yes.
Cool.
I think I will be in time.
Okay, awesome. We'll give you a couple of minutes and then we should be cool.
Remember, it has only 28.
Well, this is a racing ship, remember. It's like we can switch ships back to jump later if you want. You know, it's not really a big deal. Yeah.
I've actually got 40 light years on the Courier.
Oh, that's
surprising
nice.
considering it's a racing build.
Yeah, that is quite a lot for a racing ship. Right. So we've got a couple of couriers. Got Eagle.
Oh,
Sidewinder.
I just checked this myself, so might be worth mentioning. If you can change your report crimes against me to off,
Always a good
that'll
idea.
right.
Yeah.
Obviously have that on back in the bubble, but out here, not so much.
Always switch off before you go on an expedition because it's just annoying. You don't want people turning up who you don't like. It's inconvenient for everyone. Okay. Okay, is that everyone in position now? Anyone incoming? That's the squeaky sound coming from.
Yours incoming, but I mean, we can always do it twice.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to take very long.
No, that's true. These fighter races are never long. You're right. We'll have a second go around anyway. Okay, I'll start the beam and start the countdown. Right. I think I'll lose a little bit of altitude stuff. Cool. Right. Start the count. To remember, it's to Joe's laser. Loop back round and come back to me, and I'll should see this from a distance as well. Okay.
Right.
Ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. I'm going to gain some altitude to watch this from a distance. You can see the lights of the engines of the Type 10 there. Has gone down to the canyon. Is that Type 10 going to crash by the looks of it? It's very low. You see the trails there into the distance. I think the turnaround has already happened for some.
So, you want to stay here after the official meetup?
I'm going to be here until I think we've done the end of race number 2, which will be in a bit.
There you go. Completely
I'll
lost what I was
bet
going
the missile packet will jump in 15 minutes.
We're not going to be jumping anytime soon, to be fair. Not at this rate.
And across the line.
Yeah.
There was a Type 10 there.
Oh, Joe's turned off his marker. I've just arrived. Thank you.
God, I didn't know Granny was racing.
I'm still coming.
I suggest that you see how many races you can fit in before I get back.
Oh.
Has everyone
Anyway,
got back from the
I'm
races?
afraid I have to go, so...
Okay.
It's been nice meeting up with you all.
You too?
All right. Down to the pub again?
Yeah.
Oh, have fun.
Alrighty.
No doubt you will.
I'm in danger and I can't quit without waiting 15 seconds.
So, anyone know a good system with per-stand resources nearby? I want to reposition my carrier for the refueling.
You mean tritium resources?
Yes, somewhere nearby.
Anyway, see you all.
See you later.
Yannick, you know anything about that?
I'm not really sure. I didn't really do any sort of tritium reconnaissance for this one.
Yeah, I will do it.
Yeah, that's probably the best resource unless someone on top of their head knows anything, but yeah. No, I didn't do any tritium reconnaissance because there weren't any official carriers for this one, but I knew people would always follow along. It was just sort of inevitable consequence of modern elite, really, and it's fine, really. I do actually have like a fighter parked on the carrier. Oh.
I gotta go. Good night.
Okay, have a good one.
All right.
Good to see you.
Yeah. You go. Yeah. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you again.
Always.
Are we doing a second race with JBL getting a half-length start?
I don't know about the starting, but yeah, we definitely have another go. You know?
Here's the Type 10.
Yeah. Did I win?
Did
You win a prize.
Just finished.
I didn't realise you were still going, actually. I'd have kept the light on
I
otherwise.
didn't either.
Ooh. Slight shield damage there.
I think, Kit, that you probably won the Type 10 prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Best
I'll
in
take
class. Like Le Mans, you get a class win for this one. I think it's one feature I think we've said for years that Frontier should really implement and never have. It's some kind of in-game racing thing. Even if it was like you had to be in the same like team or whatever to actually do that. But there's no sort of way of the game timing people from like point A to point B or even like to point C in a triangle or whatever. And it can't be that difficult software-wise to do. Of course, it actually isn't. But it's just that nothing that Frontier have ever bothered to implement. It's like, well, why not? You know.
ED Copilot's got the time trial thing, so I'm sure it's easily possible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Okay. I'll
So reposition here in the nearest system. I hope this icy body have some good rims.
Right, okay.
20 minutes.
Right, I think we're ready for round 2 by the looks of it.
Alright.
Cool, right. If everyone is position themselves near the beam, and I will start the beam.
Okay, hold on.
I nearly shot you, whoever that was, with the with the Cobra 5. Oh dear, nearly frazzled by the beam. Oh dearie me. Yeah.
Okay, while I'm doing some prep works, have fun down there. I will be back for the mass jump.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Right. Okay, looks like everyone's getting in position for the second round. Fireworks have started already. Okay, Joe, are you...
used the fireworks as a starter.
Joe, are you ready with your laser?
Ready with laser.
Awesome. Okay, right. We'll get going shortly. I think everyone's already in position to go. Right. I will start the count in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Some fireworks at the start. I can see the trails more than I can actually see the ships at this distance. I think they're reaching the turnaround point.
Now the pack are turning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just passed the Type 10 coming the other way.
Wonder who that could be.
And that's me.
Yeah. I think JBL is probably the winner of that one. He's the first one here anyway.
And across the line.
Yep, in a clear second. And the red exhaust, that's the third.
Yeah, it's amazing how much faster I go when I point myself in the right direction.
It always helps, yeah.
Yes, the retro thrusters are not as powerful as the rear thrusters.
The first lesson they teach you when you get your license to fly a spacecraft.
Oh, almost hit him. Almost hit someone at full speed.
JBL just crashed. It's gone off my radar.
No, I won,
Oh,
and I'm still here.
Yeah.
drinking your champagne.
Absolutely, yeah.
The podium ceremony is underway.
Check. Yeah, shaking the bottle and
Anyone?
spraying it all over everybody.
Anyone looking to finish? Like, go round the loop. Can I switch my lasers off before they overheat?
Has Kit
I
already
think you're
turned
okay.
around? Yeah.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead and shut them off.
Shall I wait here or head back?
Turnaround did not go according to plan. You can come back, don't worry. B8 said the turnaround did not go according to plan. What went wrong there, Commander B8? I didn't hear anything go boom, so I hope you're okay.
Yeah, they're still there.
Oh, good. Yeah, contact's one thing, but it's if you don't recover from the contact is a problem. The ship's flyable, then that's a win.
Yeah, still, could be worse.
So Kit Oslander's gone
look.
offline. Maybe they crashed or the game crashed.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Okay. Oh well. Right. In that case, I think I will head to orbit. I'll do my little talky bit probably when we do that. Bear with me, and I will return with good news in a few minutes. Just
All
don't
right.
crash
I'm gonna
into
head
that
back to the
maelstrom
carrier
over there
and-
with the stars.
Right.
It looks pretty, but
Well, in
just
that
don't
case, I'm
crash
gonna-
into it. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, we missed the side events today.
He'll head into orbit and then speed.
Yeah. It'll take me a little bit to pick a target, so I'll be back shortly.
That over there. That's probably my question. See?
Yeah,
That's Barnard's loop.
it's very far though.
Yeah.
That's what the guy was talking about.
Yeah. That's behind the bubble.
Jeez, yeah.
Because it's fucking massive and it's underneath the plane. Here. This thing.
Yeah.
Underneath the galactic plane. So there's not much in the way of me seeing it.
We'll see it later.
Oh, I know what it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be Minion Monday. Yeah. So, shall we bring the Racing T9? I can order. It delivery. Yeah.
If you wish to switch ships, then now is probably the best time for it.
My carrier's jumping.
Okay.
Let me check what I can do to right now with him. jumps. Interesting. What are your plans right now? You staying down there?
Mm-hmm. Right, bear with me.
Well, I'm just switching ships up at the carrier.
Oh, it can go to 19 and 421 at boasts. Looks good. 20 minutes to jump. I have full scopes, so I will jump myself. Yes.
Jumps himself.
This is the small dumpling, and it will come to you.
Oh, that's a 3D printing class for the spaceship ship.
Oh.
For some reason the galactic map is taking longer than normal to load up. Okay, that's better.
New system scan. New system.
You?
Yeah, all of these I have first discovered.
Nice. Anything that's worth it.
There's a walkover.
I really hope those stay as first discovered.
Is anybody sitting at the jump point?
I am at the
other than
moment, but
Yannick?
I'm trying to just confirm the.
Right. I don't want to bother you with that.
Okay.
I am sitting at the same point as Yannick, which may or may not become the jump point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think this will probably become the jump point. I just haven't got the destination yet, so you can all start assembling here. That's it's not a problem.
All right.
I'll start bringing in some people as well, because I don't have.
Okay.
I think we're more limited targets here than I would have liked, but that's just the way of it sometimes.
Well, we're well below the galactic plane of the ecliptic.
Well, that's
so
the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'll start.
stars are slightly more sparse down here. We're not really way on the bottom of the galaxy, but we're you know.
Yeah. You can always jump to D13-3, which is where I had the carrier parked, the neutron star next door.
That's true.
Yeah.
That'll work.
For some reason.
And it's only 12 light years or 11.5 light years.
Let's have a look.
Oh, for the same reason that
Let's have a see what the angle of that is.
Here's the wing beacon.
Yeah, that's a candidate.
You need it spinning, or otherwise it'll fall each other.
Maybe I've got it.
Spin. Again, it gets way too messy if everything spins in random directions.
What's
Right.
the
But
jump
if everything
range
spins in
for everyone?
plane-
Has everyone got at least 45 light years? If not,
Yes.
say so.
Yes.
Okay, so that's probably doable then. Okay, cool. Right.
I don't, but I can change ships.
That's probably wise, yeah. If anyone hasn't got at least 45 light years, probably now's a good time to switch ships. I'll maintain here, and everyone can switch ships as necessary. If anyone wants winging in to anyone in the instance, please. Say so.
I had the foresight to supercharge my sidewinder before the meeting, so I've actually got almost 58 light years on it at the moment.
Ooh, that's pretty
I've got
good.
a hauler that can actually do 50 plus.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. It's a small ship.
Yeah, the side you can normally do 40. But...
Yeah. Right. It's really cool when you can
whether I can jump back is going to be a different question. But,
you could always get your carriers to rescue.
Yeah, I can just send the carrier over.
This is
I've got
the
two in a
perks of-
team with me. They're better off dropping out and getting a team invite with someone near the meeting point.
Yeah, sure.
So Vagabond and BE8 drop out basically.
Okay.
If someone can send them a team request. Vagabond
Yeah,
X and BE8 FO7C4.
Yeah, once they're dropped out, I can invite one of them.
There.
Yeah. At the moment, in the instance, we have Getadoy BE8 here as well. Apparently, we've got JBL as well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Logan is on his way.
Someone invite me.
Yeah, one moment.
Who was that?
Yeah, Joshua again.
Okay.
Thank you.
If someone can send Joe Bangles a request, I'd be grateful.
Sure thing. Right.
Okay, let me drop out of this wing.
Could I get a wing invite for Quicksilver, please?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be leaving the wing in case you want to invite Joe Bangles.
Mm-hmm. Invite.
Okay.
I'll pick them up again.
Invite me too, please. I'm going back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just have to complete leaving my present team first.
Yeah, I sent out a few invites to people that you should get into.
So much invites.
Yeah. So I've got AG, Duran and Jocelyn coming in Super Cruise.
No!
What was that noise?
Wasn't me.
Maybe we've got a haunted instance. The ghosts of expeditions past haunt this place.
I think it was probably Dr. Nagi.
Oh yeah, I was going to say actually, it's like JBO, wasn't this actually this location on a previous expedition that you organised, or was it Dr. Nagi, or had an expedition that came through here? Or both?
No, I didn't.
Okay, sorry.
Not I.
Oh, I was getting mixed up with
I had
the. Sorry.
The Ether. I had one that went through the Ether Nebula.
That's probably what I was
Our other
thinking of,
waypoint.
actually. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
It was somebody else that actually had an expedition that went through here at some point. Because obviously, cool places near the bubble, there are some, but for like expedition related stuff, this is quite an obvious place to go to. Okay.
Do we have a target yet?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll put it in the chat in
No idea how
once
I showed up here.
Well, that's good you're here. Sometimes you can just drop on people and it does work. Yes, Commander Yo. We need if you got 45, that's great. If you don't, let us know.
That's funny. You know, Yannick, I'm sitting right next to you, and with the extra winglets on the Cobra 5, these ships look almost the same size.
Is the Cobra 5 technically still a small ship? I think it is, just about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
qualifies, yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was looking askance at it. I was like, I thought that was smaller than it was, but I guess it's not.
I think it's probably pushing the limits of what a small ship is considered to be.
Yeah.
At least I assume
They're already
so.
shrunk it in size because it had problems with small parts on the settlements.
Let's see. Which of the... Is it Crew Lounge where you have the link?
Yeah, I'm just about to post it, so no worries.
Okay, there we go.
Jump target's now posted in Crew Lounge for everybody.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I say that we are limited in this part of the galaxy, as you were alluding to, for sort of good, dramatic jump target. This is about as good as it can get. We've still got the cool nature of the stars. Having said that, they work like in conjunction there, you see, with the neutron sort of bursts on either side. Well, it's actually the white dwarf, isn't it? But I always think of those as sort of, the neutron cones, because they are pretty much just the same thing.
Okay, got the course laid in.
Cool.
Arriving shortly.
Yeah, right. I will return in 5 and then I will finish off my presentation because we're all in the same place anyway, just literally floating around in formation. I see Kit had to go and that's fair enough. I hope he's doing alright. But yeah, I'll be back in just a moment and then we can continue with everything.
Hello, Crate. With the lightning paint job there.
What does the nav lock do in team?
Where it is.
Navlock.
9 seconds before jump. Oh, I'm just in time.
Navlock slaves your FSD to that of your teammates. So when they jump, provided you've got the range, you will jump as well. And when they drop out, you should drop out with them.
That's that must have been what happened to me then.
Whoever I just hit, I do apologize.
Don't think it was me.
What are you flying? You probably wouldn't notice.
Well, I'm in a Cobra. I'm right next to Yannick here.
No, you'd notice.
Okay.
I'm in a Mandalay.
Okay.
I once boosted into a fully armored Corvette in a DBX. I was on a rescue. And I apologized to the guy and he said, why? What are you apologizing for? He had no idea I'd hit him.
You're just sticking out your soul.
No, it's true. Some ships are so massive you barely even notice her.
Yeah. And it's a DBX. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, you have smallest ships.
It's like if you were driving a Humvee and you got hit by, I don't know, like, a Fiat 500 or something.
Bicycle.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Well, bicycle to Fiat 500 is not much anyway, let's be fair,
Yeah, the bicycle will probably win.
Yeah.
Yes.
We seem to have a crate stack started.
Nice.
Great sandwich.
Let's go to the external cam to check it out. Oh yeah, they got the planet over there behind her, so it's not a bad spot after all, really. You see the Magellanic Clouds as well, which you don't usually see that clearly from the bubble, but here we are. Okay, right.
The Magellanic Clouds is probably going to be renamed.
Really?
Because Magellan. Yeah. Another part of the sort of movement towards erasing the memories of slavery, because Magellan owned slaves.
Oh,
apparently.
I did wonder why. I was thinking, like, what did Magellan do wrong? I think I wasn't aware of that. That's very interesting.
It was either that or exploiting native populations, or some combination of those.
That's just ridiculous.
Erasing history is
it's a bit of an overreach. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people did a lot of bad things, but writing their existence out of history isn't the way to remember it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm in agreement with the idea. It's like, there are obviously bad things in history. You should probably put a little asterisk in saying that this was like, he did these things as well, but it doesn't take away from what he achieved also.
Yeah.
But, that's just the way of it. Like, for example, another good historical example, just without getting too political, is, what's his name? Charles Lindbergh with the solo crossing of the Atlantic. Now, he turned out, in reality, to be quite a fascist and supporter of Hitler in the 1930s. But it shouldn't take away from the achievement that he made as an aviator. You just put a little sort of side note at the bottom saying, yeah, this guy was a bit wrong, to be fair. But he did achieve something. Yeah.
As a recently famous American politician put it, what's next? Are you gonna go after Jefferson? Are you gonna tear down his monument? Are you gonna tear down the obelisk of the Washington Monument?
Yeah. Actually, I slightly mischaracterized it, at least according to Wikipedia. The real reason is supposedly that not only was Magellan a murderer, but he was neither an astronomer nor the person who discovered the dwarf galaxies.
I mean, if he wanted to rename it, I suppose naming after the discoverer probably is quite a good move, but considering they've been known the Magellanic Clouds for quite a while now, you might as well just stick with it.
Well, yes, I think you'd have to sort of identify someone in the southern hemisphere, indigenous populations.
Probably, yeah.
And who's going to even know who that is?
It's impossible to tell, isn't it? It really is, but it's difficult. I mean, who first catalogued it as far as like astronomy history is concerned? I'm not actually sure what the answer is, to be honest with you. But
yeah.
But yeah, it's I wasn't aware.
I don't know. All these naming and renaming conventions is just whatever the populace is most familiar with, keep it.
Yeah.
It's certainly easier to pronounce than the Peter Marte d'Anghiera clouds. Who was the Italian who was the first person in the Western Hemisphere to catalogue them.
Yeah, Magellanic sounds alright, but yeah.
I am reminded of a slight bit of chicanery going on with the naming conventions, or the naming what's the name of the body that actually chooses these things officially?
Isn't it the International Federation of Astronomy or something like words to that effect?
Yeah.
International Astronomical Union.
That's the one. Yes, the one. Yeah.
Right.
You're right about that. Yeah.
When they actually finally got cameras to the backside of the moon, far away from Earth, for the first time, they they cataloged all the craters. They noticed that it didn't have anywhere near as many quote C's unquote as the front, and one of them
arrived, guys. Snowy White ISPX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And one of the C's, the Soviet Union guys insisted be named the Sea of Moscow. Well, the naming convention, they're like going, oh, we're sympathetic to that, but here's the way we do this. Seas are always named after states of mind, sir. And the representative from the Soviet Union just sort of deadpanned, Moscow is a state of mind.
It's a good comeback, to be fair.
Yes, and that's how it, and they all laughed and said, okay, that's good. We'll just go with that.
Fair enough.
So it's the Sea of Moscow now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We can start now.
Right, I will start my presentation before I forget about it completely. Otherwise, I was running into danger of doing that. Okay, for anyone who's watching in the stream, every week I have a quick run through for interesting bits of history to do with the flight of Apollo 14, which the expedition is, of course, named after. If anyone who's in game at the moment, I'll repost the link in a sec, so you can actually follow the whole business that I'm watching at the moment from YouTube. One second, I'll repost it in the chat now. And because otherwise it won't make much sense me saying things and not be able to see what the hell I'm talking about. So here we go. Right. Oh, hey, Logan's in the chat as well on YouTube. And hello to everyone also in the chat in YouTube who's not in game. Right, let's go. Our old chum, Alan Shepard, commander of this particular flight. That's him in the so-called sandpit at the Cape in Florida doing training with the MET, basically a sort of so-called lunar rickshaw there in the, and he's sort of obviously like bagging some sort of pretend samples and getting used to how you'd actually do these things in 1/6 gravity, or at least getting used to the equipment he'd be using on the moon, including that little color chart down the bottom you can see near his feet to help us sort of identify the relative sort of colors of different bits and bobs. But this Apollo 14 can't really be talked about properly without the story of Alan Shepard, which this Waypoint is named after. Obviously, he was in the original Group 1 of NASA astronauts, the Mercury 7, the first aviators, all of them test pilots, to be selected by the United States for a space program. The Soviet Union had an equivalent group, I think, called the First Air Force Group, who was more numerous, but they were also the sort of stars of their equivalent early space programs, including obviously Yuri Gagarin, Titov, and also Alexei Leonov. But on with the show. Mercury 7 obviously became a very sort of famous group of people, especially in the United States, but also globally. They were pretty much sort of megastars in their homeland. All of them were sort of famous even before any spacecraft had ever flown with a man in it. Having said that, they thoroughly tested the Mercury spacecraft with chimpanzees before they actually sent anyone else up there. Obviously, they were to be flying the Mercury spacecraft, a very small, cramped little capsule, and you couldn't be higher than, I think, 5 feet 11 to be selected in the Mercury 7 era. Basically, the Mercury 7 astronauts, anyone who applied to it, there was a whole set of criteria. Apart from being a sort of fast jet pilot, I think they also, they had to be a test pilot and have a certain amount of hours in aviation, a certain amount of jet hours as well. And I think the medical selection procedure was the most arduous ever taken by any single group of astronauts in American history, possibly world history as well. They, I think, subjected them to every sort of test that they could think of, because at this time, obviously, no one actually knew what the effects of spaceflight would be upon the human body. Obviously, the Mercury capsule itself was pushed into space. Firstly by the suborbital flights of Redstone. My spacecraft here in game is actually named Redstone after the rocket. And the orbital flights were then launched by the Atlas booster. Both of these are just converted missiles, essentially. They just replaced the warhead with a person. So it was pretty hairy stuff, to say the least. I think not long after the 7 got selected, they were watching a test of an early converted Atlas missile, which was going to be obviously used to launch the orbital flights of their capsule, and it exploded up a few seconds after liftoff from the Cape, and they're all going to look at each other thinking, we're supposed to be flying in that, are we? Really? And so yeah, there was a lot of unfortunate incidents and detonations on the pad and in early flight in this sort of early part of space flight. Thankfully, no one actually died during this period of time. I think the 7 did calculations amongst themselves, and they thought that one of them would probably be dead by the end of the Mercury program. Miraculously, none of them did actually die, and part of that is down to probably their quite considerable skill. The 7 are obviously, this is arguably the joint most famous one of the group, along with Alan Shepard. This I was going to say, in the case of like early aviators in the space era, you've got to think for the mind of a test pilot, and not just the fact that they were sort of pushing the boundaries of what was known. Is like, obviously many of them had sort of thousands of aviators hours already in fast jets, and obviously, I think, what was it, the transcontinental supersonic, the first transcontinental supersonic flight sort of happened in this era, and John Glenn was the man who actually did that. Obviously, he became a senator later on, after his career at NASA was over, but that's the reason, I think, you have this really sort of odd sort of history of his, when he's actually the third Mercury astronaut to fly, first to orbit the Earth, but then has the shuttle later on. As you can see, I think it's STS-95 from memory that he was on, but he was only like the most junior member of the crew on that. But I think he was a good friend of Bill Clinton, the then president, and so that he like flies in 1962 and then again in 1998. So that's a hell of a gap. Still remains, I think, to this day, the oldest person to ever orbit the Earth. I think he was about 78 when that happened. Gordo Cooper, one of the most prodigiously talented pilots probably in history. Somewhat of a maverick, though. Flew twice, obviously the last Mercury flight, Faith 7, and also the fifth Gemini mission, the 8 Days or Busting with Pete Conrad, as you can see the little wagon patch, which is quite funny, really. Gus Grissom, who unfortunately perished in Apollo 1, but he was the second American in space, the Liberty Bell 7, and also flew the first of the Gemini missions there with John Young. Scott Carpenter, Aurora 7, literally the one of the few guys actually only flew once, but it was slightly controversial, the Aurora 7 flight, for reasons we won't go into here, but he was possibly the weakest sort of astronaut and test pilot of the group, but being the weakest of the Mercury 7 still puts you like better than most anyone else who's ever flown in space, so you're doing pretty well, all things considered. Deke Slayton, he was grounded quite early in the Mercury program for having some kind of heart issue, which he did overcome, but he became in the meantime, the guy who selected most NASA astronauts during the Apollo era as the director of flight crew. And he did eventually fly in space, with this picture here obviously confirming, during the Apollo-Soyuz project. He was a docking module pilot for what was the first real sort of international collaboration in space. Wally Schirra, first man to fly in space 3 times, obviously famous for being the commander of the first Apollo mission, Apollo 7, also with Gemini 6 and the 8th Mercury flight. And our hero, Rear Admiral Alan Shepard, the first American in space with obviously Mercury Redstone 3 and Apollo 14, then in his sort of full Rear Admiral's get-up. Obviously, having achieved being the second human and first American in space is no mean feat, but, imagine actually doing something that literally only one other person has done before, and no one from your country has done before. Quite literal leap into the unknown, but, he was considered to be, I think, the most intelligent of a literally bunch of geniuses. He was considered to be a mega genius by most of the medical staff. That was the reason he was selected to take the first mission. Obviously, Shepard's career went from strength to strength. Here he is being presented with the which medal was it? It was, I think, Distinguished Flying Cross or Distinguished Space Medal. I think was instituted quite early by NASA, and this was being presented to it by President Kennedy, not long after his first flight. Now, you think things are going well for Shepard, and they absolutely are. He's America's leading astronaut, a national hero. He's now considerably wealthier than most people. But things are about to take a slight turn for the worse, unexpectedly. We're into the year of Gemini, the second American space program. He's named to be the commander of the first flight, being pretty much NASA's leading astronaut at this point. Seems only natural. But things don't go so well. He is diagnosed with Meniere's disease, a disability connected with the fluid balance of the inner ear. And he's basically grounded from flying in space for the next 6 years or so. In the meantime, the Gemini program goes on, and he is the chief of the astronaut office. He has a part also in selecting, and more importantly in this case, training the astronauts that fly in the Apollo and Gemini era. Now, because he helped devise the training, he's actually on the slide doing a lot of this training himself. So he's still technically an astronaut. He's just not allowed to fly until his medical issues subside. Imagine going from being literally one of the leading people in your profession to somebody who can't even do it anymore. It must have been a horrible blow. But this is a picture of him in the early training for Gemini 3, what to be the first Gemini mission. Obviously his Mercury 7 compatriot Gus Grissom ends up taking the mission. See, this is on the left here. This is for the Gemini 4 flight, the first American spacewalk. Shepard's in the center, obviously overseeing the process. Also, imagine designing training for things that people have never done before. Literally, flying into space and literally walking in space when no human has ever done that, and you have to train someone to do this. It takes a great feat of not just engineering, but of imagination too. Obviously, at this point, Shepard's wondering if he'll fly again, but luck is on his side. He managed to find a doctor who does some experimental surgery upon him, and that actually restores his flight status, which is not an easy thing to do at this point. But considering he has actually sort of kept his hand in flying regular aircraft, and he's still within the NASA framework, he is restored to flight status as an astronaut around the time that Apollo 11 lands on the moon, by a fairly sort of interesting piece of, should we say, internal politics. He is eventually assigned to a mission, and it's not without its controversy and its complications, but that will be discussed next week. But the interesting part is, he's not originally assigned to Apollo 14, he's assigned to be commanding Apollo 13. That is generally not that well known, but yeah, that was the original assignment. He was due to take the ill-fated Apollo 13 command, and yeah, he very much dodged a bullet in that regard. So, yeah, Shepard finds himself back in action and training to go back into space. Right, and we will turn to the game now. Oh, good, we want bits in the chat. Logan remarks, there's the infamous 1-inch flight on the test articles of Redstone, Mercury, Redstone. But yeah, that's true. It's I think it might have actually been one of the early Titans for Gemini that was literally like a 1-inch flight, but it literally like raised 1 inch off the launch pad and then settled back down again, but it didn't go far enough up to damage the spacecraft or the rocket. It just like rose a little bit, then settled down again, and they didn't have to eject or anything. It was actually a pretty good piece of luck, because they could have died so easily in that. Okay, right, back into the game. Is everyone targeted and in position? Ready for the mass
Oops,
jump?
I seem to have lost my target. Hold on.
Aye, sir.
Okay,
We're
sure.
now aligned and ready.
We'll give it 5 minutes anyway, I think, just to make sure everything is up and running.
Huh. Oh, there it is. Somehow my ship drifted. It is D13-4, right?
This is correct, yes. I'm just
Okay.
double checking the formation as well, just to make sure we haven't all drifted a certain amount, which sometimes does happen, as you say, you know. I wasn't really paying attention to where my spacecraft was, but yeah.
Ah, I see what happened.
The funny thing is,
somehow or other, when I was flipping back to the YouTube channel, I had a very, very slow spin going on my ship. It went to 45 degrees, and that's why I got confused initially when I came back. All right.
Okay, that
Good
makes more sense.
presentation,
Yeah.
by the way.
Thanks. The funny thing is, for
and
that,
we have a.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please
we
go.
just about have a syzygy to take off to as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just about.
Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, that's very cool. Couldn't have planned it any better. No, I was going to say the presentation is, I think I put in chat in the last few days, like there was so much material I uncovered for that, I had to sort of leave a lot of it till next time, but it's a very sort of intriguing story, and I think some of you may know it, but not everybody does, the whole business of Apollo 13 and 14, because they are very closely linked, those two.
Yeah, they were in training for Apollo 13, and Shepard was like, he wasn't quite up to speed on all the stuff that they had planned for 13. So someone, I don't know if it was him or someone else, suggested maybe we bump him back one flight to Apollo 14, which they did. And of course, as you say, he dodged the bullet.
I think it was the head of NASA who might have actually said, yeah, Shepard can't fly this time. But I think they agreed with him being there. But you're right about that. That is true.
Right. Ironically enough, since Apollo 13 didn't land, Apollo 14 wound up, doing the mission that Apollo 13 was going to do anyway.
That's exactly it, yeah. As you say, it's like it is considered such an important landing site, such an important area of the moon, geologically speaking, that the geologists were sort of saying, no, we must go there, we absolutely must go there. Because you're right, the original 14 landing site was due to be in the Littrow area, Littrow crater, which Apollo 17 didn't land in the same crater, but the nearby Taurus Littrow Valley, which is like just one over. But yeah, it's all kind of interlinked though, and that's the cool part about it though.
Oh yeah, and I think it was Apollo 15. Who got the Genesis rock? Apollo 15.
It was 15, yeah.
Did Apollo 14 add anything significant?
They did, and that's the big surprise for later on in the expedition. I'm going to talk about that. So yeah.
Ah, okay.
And it's interesting because the Genesis rock was well known at the time, but this one only came out in the last few years, so it might be an interesting thing for a lot of people. It was for me, I can tell you.
Good.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing about it.
It's a good surprise, yeah. Okay, we're all in formation and we're all ready to rock by the looks of it.
Yeah, and I think Apollo 17 had the orange dust or whatever it was, which also turned out to be important.
That was, absolutely. And having a geologist literally with you is like, well, that's a godsend, isn't it, in that regard? Just to identify it, because, as you say, I think Schmidt found it, and the Cernan just couldn't believe it. I said, are you sure you found orange, dust here? And it's like, yeah, absolutely have. But not expected. Not expected at all.
You'd like a packet of Fritos
then. Imagine you found out on the moon there's like a packet of like crisps or something. It's like, what's this doing here? It's not possible for it to be here. What the hell? That would be hard to explain. Oh dear. Like some previous mission accidentally like jettisoned it when they were jettisoning like all the other waste and stuff, ended up on the moon's surface. Stuff from civilization finds like a Cheetos is all that's left of humanity.
Oh dear. What a note.
I was gonna say I don't think they'd be particularly impressed by us somehow. Okay.
I mean, if they found a Twinkie, they could only assume that we were capable of living on poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably think we were much more different creatures than we actually are, yeah. Oh, what a thought. Anyway, we're all ready in here, I think. So let's charge up our FSDs and prepare to jump. Yes, charge it up if you have not already done so. I can hear the drives already warming up. Okay, we're all here and present.
FSD pre-charged online.
Superb. I'll begin the count shortly. Right. Ready to engage in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Woohoo!
Everyone.
Nice.
Woohoo! All right.
And here we are.
And it's a white dwarf, so I can supercharge to get back where I came from.
Yeah. I'm going to supercharge as well. It seems a good way to save some fuel as well.
Take care.
Awesome.
I've definitely got enough fuel to make it back, but I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway.
Yeah, it's
just
probably
because it's
wise.
fun.
Exactly. Could be more precise if you're doing it with a white dwarf.
Rest
That's all.
usually on my camera, so if you need fuel, I'll look it back.
All right.
Just not.
It's always too close to the exclusion zone for my comfort with these white dwarfs.
It is.
Yeah. Especially when you this part of the galaxy, you don't have as much choice in places you can jump to. Ah, cool.
Okay, for those
That's
who
one
want
nice
to-
thing about the SAO drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you're having a little bit of trouble with the ejection cone, just boost.
Be very careful if you do that near a white dwarf. I actually did that while I was bucking around, and I boosted straight into the exclusion zone.
Oh wow.
Oh dear.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yeah, I survived, but it was I think I survived with about 40% hull.
Close run thing.
Yeah.
Well, hey, any landing you can walk away from.
True.
Oh, it's a good landing. For those who want to ride along to the next waypoint or whatever, I'm going to leave Skier to Numitos where it is until tomorrow morning, and then it will make its way along.
Excellent.
All right.
Confirm that with
The
the
carrier's gonna stay a bit longer, so everyone board up.
Yeah, it'll stay till tomorrow morning. In
All right.
game time.
I'll probably leave and watch you take and shoot past me on the way there, but I can't pass up the bio signal scanning because it's profitable these days.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing the leg in a ship. I'll leave my alt to do the refueling.
Right.
Seems very wise, yeah.
And I'm not going to do it in the Sidewinder. Nearer the core I might do it, but out here it doesn't seem very wise.
I was going to say, if you're feeling
Right.
adventurous, but if not, then yeah.
Too small to be relatable.
I mean, I do like the people who've, like, you know, is it done the challenge, you know, where you go from the bubble to Colonia in a unmodified Sidewinder. Oh yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
That takes some. That's about as hardcore as it gets.
Pretty much.
Well, no, going to Beagle Point in an unmodified Sidewinder.
That's extreme. That's even more goes out there.
There were a few people who succeeded at that in the Distant Worlds too.
True. Took them a long time. I think you could only go around. You couldn't really go direct to Beagle Point because the star density just isn't high enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the minimum is like 34 light years.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's about
you
right.
can do it in an unengineered sidewinder, but you have to get some modules on it.
Yeah. Definitely an adventure, though. I don't know how many jumps that is. It's probably in the thousands.
Well, don't forget the commander who very nearly got to Beagle Point in an Anaconda without a fuel scoop and without stopping to refuel anywhere. And he didn't stop to refuel anywhere either. He did the whole thing in eco jumps.
I heard about this.
And he got to within. He got to within about 100 light years.
So that's a hell of a going, that one. Now, that fuel economy in the extreme.
Yeah. I mean, he calculated it all incredibly carefully to the point that he would actually drop into normal space while he repointed because it was used slightly less fuel than the time taken to redirect in Super Cruise.
Yeah.
That was.
But I assume he did engineer his FSD for high jump
Oh
range.
yes, he was.
But...
Yes, it was totally engineered to the max, and of course every module slot was filled with fuel tanks.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
in
basically,
fact,
a flying gas can.
Yeah.
Yes, he said afterwards the only reason he failed was that he put an AFM on there. If he'd put in a fuel tank instead of the AFM, he would have done it.
Wow.
Ah.
So it can be done theoretically. If someone did that, they could make it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it could be done now with the SCO drives because you've got much more range in there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you don't hit boost by accident somewhere along the way.
Right. Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that? The thing that stopped you from getting to Beagle Point on that was literally you accidentally hit boost that one time.
Yep.
Oh.
But you're right. It could be done. I mean, someone may actually try. But yeah, that's a hell of a. That's a lot more patience than I have, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Swanky Criminal was the commander who almost did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he documented it all in the Children of Raxley Discord.
Yeah. It's a remarkable feat of not just persistence and patience, really.
Yeah. That may be why he doesn't play anymore.
Very possibly, yeah. There's a good guy, Swanky. But yes, I think these sort of extreme undertakings are always quite interesting. Because they're probably more psychological than anything else.
Yeah, it's... somebody once opined that they thought which space was possibly psionic in nature. That's why you can't automate a jump. Somebody has to press the button and collapse the wave function.
Oh.
Interesting thought.
Yeah.
Yes, looks reasonable.
Yeah.
You can, of course, plot a course all you like, but someone actually has to be at the helm and push the button.
True.
So it's sort of the
Isn't it nice to
realisation
know
of-
that you have guaranteed job security as a pilot?
Yeah.
If only I could earn a living from
Yeah,
playing Elite, it would be wonderful, but I can't.
So basically, you are a living embodiment of Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
We all are, yeah.
Or actually, we don't know whether you're a living or a dead embodiment of it, but you're an indeterminate, uncollapsed embodiment.
Well, that's the thing. Also, if you died, you wouldn't notice.
Sort of like that body on the field earlier in the day.
Oh yeah. Schrodinger's commander, yeah.
I would be very surprised if somebody didn't have the name Schrodinger.
It's got to be somebody out there somewhere, isn't it?
Absolutely, somebody has to have done it.
Well, look for Distant World sign up in the near future. If you see a Commander Schrodinger, you will know.
And if you don't see
Oh.
one, I'll be starting a new save.
Well, there's an easy way to find out.
Yep. Looking
shoulder
game.
damage Schrodinger's cat. Yes, definitely.
Do the search function in the social, yeah.
Well, there is a Commander Schrödinger, but he was active 118 months ago,
Oh,
so we
dear.
no longer know whether he's alive or dead.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That sounds legit. Alright, well, I'm going to log off here and see all you lovely, lovely people next week.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Heading out for Waypoint 3. See you next time.
See you later.
Alrighty.
Cheers, guys. 07.
Have a good one,
07.
07 Commander. Cool. Right.
Okay. If anyone wanna feed the Tamas, stay nearby in the adjacent system.
Okay, I'll be calling it a night as well, but thank you everyone, and thank you anyone watching the stream. It's been great to see you. 07 everyone. I'll see you next time.